when you look at the literature on peer education and the effect of peer education, it's not particularly encouraging. And the reason I think why it's not particularly encouraging is that a lot of adults set up peer education programs because it's cheap. Because kid labor doesn't cost anything. We can recruit a group of young people and we'll give them a curriculum and we'll have them go out and do it. And lo and behold, most of those programs at the end of the day have no impact. Some of them do. And what those that do, why they seem to work is because there is intense adult involvement with the peer educators. So the peer educators get a lot of adult support, adult guidance. They bring back situations that come up. They can debrief it. They can get guidance, and then they go back out. So it's not cheap. To do it well isn't cheap. It still requires adults to be heavily invested in the peer educators. That's one thing. Two is that there is some evidence that when you look at peer education, those that are the greatest beneficiaries of peer education are the peer educators. Not those that are the recipients of it, but those that are delivering the education. So knowing that, you say, boy, maybe one of the things that we could do is recruit young people who are themselves most at risk for becoming pregnant and train them as peer educators. And you say, well, why on earth would we want to have those who are most at risk as peer educators? Well, maybe because the process of becoming peer educators itself is protective. And the third way that when I ran clinical services, used young people, is that we would have young people in the clinic, and they would be available to be with clients, and particularly new clients who came in. And they'd say, you know, would you, this is your first time here, and you might feel a little awkward or a little scared. And what I can do is not only explain this situation for you, but if you want, I can go into the exam room with you, I can sit there with you, and I can help make sure that you understand what's going on, and you understand what the physician or nurse or whoever else is the provider of care is saying. And what also we found is that that peer interpreter, if you will, also was able then, at the end of an encounter after the young woman left, to say to the provider, you know, let me give you a little bit of feedback of some of the things that I saw. So this person was an educator, not just for the client, but for the provider as well. And it was very powerful.